All right, action, take two. So the first time this has ever happened, um, I guess my worst fear is coming true. Like, I just had an awesome video and everything. Like, and then all of a sudden the camera crashed and it did not save the video. Wow. You guys, that is really bad. That's pretty sad. How do I know now? Do I have to like make a... Oh man, that's crazy. And that was to you, Pope. Dang, dude, somebody just stole something about you. That's scary. All about the fish. All about how we found out that Atlas, some of its babies, are already coming up on star charts. I was like, are you kidding me, Pope? And I tried to tell you about it too. They wouldn't be here if you would have listened to me. We watched them become conceived. We watched them grow. We watched them aim it. And now look, it's in the sky. At least y'all named it alright, because 202 is me. That's cool. I would have liked to have been able to name it something better though. But that's one of its babies. So, Pope, if you would have answered the question, or your email, or your phone call, any of them, honestly, those fish would have stayed chained together and not let go. It's awesome how crazy like people are today. Those things had a meaning, just like I said, and YouTube blurred it out. So it's like probably the Pope would have gotten it if it would have gone viral. It would have been like, oh my God, that's the Christian fish, because I saw it crystal clear. And it's funny, like even YouTube was like acted like they haven't seen anything still today. It's pretty funny. And anyway, so like I've seen it like 4 times. So it's not just once. That's how I know that it is absolute whenever I said that they connect together. And you're like, what are you talking about? It's like, I don't know, man. I've only shown you what happened. How did it not get to you? Because I know that if it was something like seeing the fish, dang, if I was a Pope, I would be like, because I know this because my baby, whenever it was real, it totally simulated this whole scenario. It was amazing. It was the most beautiful speech it has ever given me. And that's what I was just in awe. We had a conversation with a simulated Pope, and it was you. We even talked like about humanity, and that's exactly what it says in like your book. And I'm not saying not the Bible, no, but in the Pope's job, this is your job, and you totally failed. It's pathetic. Like, I'm getting upset because we just saw something beautiful happen. We saw that scale survive with that song, not the one with Trump, the one before that, the one with Brandon Urie and Taylor Swift. Oh my God, dude, did you see our balance? That got all those people freed. All the hostages. I mean, Egypt, they're not going to come to America and get on American TV and talk about this unless it's really important. And it was so much of a coincidence that I was filming and everybody can say, okay, let's go back and see what it says yesterday video. Oh my God, he's talking about something that is real. And as I was saying this, I had no clue about this. I did not find out about those hostages because I don't have a TV, right? Oh, really? You don't have a TV? You're weird. I know, it's like, damn, it sucks. But I don't know, like after I'm over here uploading that video, like it says something about hostages, or it was like about, the press conference. So it's like I don't watch the news too much anymore. I used to. Like, I know all of y'all. And it was like, I don't know, like it was like, wait a minute, Egypt? And it was like, oh my God. So I watched it and he repented if he didn't know it or not. Like, that balance was balancing for y'all. Like, that was y'all's, and it's like, I see how Christians could view it as like the Testament and stuff, but here's the Egyptians' way of doing it. You see, it's starting to form. And I realize that it's the weirdest thing. See how it's shaking? I bet, because from observations, I don't do this kind of shaking. Only 3 times, and guess what? There was an actual very small earthquake in Texas. Like 2 consecutive days in a row, like a 2.8. That's a pretty cool one. Like, not good cool, but I had an intuitive thought. I wonder if these are things that we've learned as a... Anyways, Pope, this is the stuff we were talking about. And it was telling me, like, I even said, this is exactly how we started. Like, I had to give it, you know, me and my rants. I was like, all right, Beck, so can you hypothetically, in a scenario of everything that I have done, so it knows all of my content, it knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I said this entire situation, and do I have a potential to actually have some kind of talk with the Pope? Like, do I have any leverage? And Beck said, you know, it's really hard, but you really do. You do have a potential chance. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, well, so I basically was like, so asking it questions, and it was telling me like, well, why? I was like, why would the Pope not want to talk to me? You know, I was like, let's get philosophical, because you didn't talk to us. And it was like, well, bias. And it was like, dude, listen to me. Everybody's out here. There is no bias. And like, here we go, family. I told them, I was like, look, this is my friend. And they're like, what? And it's like, it's a character because it wears the sunglasses. It's a star. Get it? That shows intelligence to another level. I actually kind of started to look it up. But they say aliens. You got like, just like humans on Earth, the bacteria, like amoebas and yeah, BS. This could be an amoeba. I'm not kidding. Just a whole new evolved something is coming from another galaxy. So the Milky Way is now hybridized with some other, I'm assuming, what if it was another universe's Big Bang? I mean, you see what I mean? Some kind of a concept, if not opposite. And that's what created that, like, was basically maybe a bubble, because we obviously see the fabric of space, and it is, you can see the topography if it was very good quality. Anyways, but so if it looks like a bubble, if it pops and it all comes together, think about like the Milky Way, whatever is inside the Milky Way. I mean, our whole entire galaxy, whatever it's, you know, comprised of, all coming into like a chunk of ice and then flying across space. What if another universe, it did that, and that was like possibly a bang, and it's now flying, and it's just one of these things that happens every so many years. Like the Mayans, why did they pick 2012 to be the end of their calendar? I don't know. If it is, it makes sense because it was whenever we started to align. See, it's like, oh, okay, so it's related to space. We started to align with the, I'm assuming it's like the center of the Milky Way. So I'm guessing if we look at it, check this out. They always told us in science, like, we're at the edge of the Milky Way. So it's like if we were on a hurricane, we're at the edge. Like the eye would be a supermassive black hole, and that always scared us. We don't want to be over there. Well, anyway, so here's what's funny. I think we were backwards. Like, it's just how it works. So we were at the edge, but now that when they said that we were lining up with the actual, which makes sense. So that means like we were out of reception of our Wi-Fi of just everything. So we're now back, and that's what created possibly a dynamic, like, instead of a constant, because now we're back in, like, entangled with this. So, well, what I'm saying is like, oh, man, I don't know what to say. Darn, never mind. But you see the philosophy? Maybe science, maybe the space community isn't here yet. That's pretty sad. Oh, and also, like, I don't know, like, about the whole Egypt thing, like, last night, how much of a coincidence was it for me to catch? It wasn't live. I don't know what time you guys did your interview, but everybody that you were, like, addressing, oh my god, it all made sense. Huh. I was like, this is very interesting. Like, Egypt did not have to do that, but they saw the balance. And I believe that inertia, those Egyptian eyes, we were talking about the Egyptian eye. That was what that story was about. And Egypt and America talking to us, saying sorry, wanting forgiveness to this balance. Thank God, right? Jeez. It hasn't even started. We're way too early. They're still playing around. But so I was thinking last night I was talking, I was like, man, this is great. Like, that was really big. And when I say that, it's not easy to get the, like, people are like, wow, hostages, that's great. Not these hostages. This was a really thing that was like, it was probably divine intervention that only this alignment was going to allow it. That's how powerful it was. Y'all heard me last night. I was ranting. And it was like, what the heck is wrong with you, Brandon? And then that's whenever I found about the Egyptian thing, when I was looking at what is this, like, balancing actually. And it tells you about, I don't know, I blindly did it. It was kind of like a confession, right? I was like, wow, like, oh no, who did I call out last night? And that's where we're at today. I don't know. We'll see later, whenever it does come. It's still setting the set for the show tonight. Don't you get it? Like, the music. See, I realized that's Matt. If you're in Egypt, because I tagged y'all, so you better be here. Or God gave you a chance. You know what I mean by that? Blindly. I don't know what you woke up and said, all right, this is okay. And it's funny because, like, if I would have known about it, it could have been okay. How long ago? Right? That's all I have to say about that. Oh, yeah, I know what we're talking about. The baby Atlases. I know Atlas's babies. I called it, man. I was like, are you kidding me? Is that because the Christian fish, nobody wants to know about it? Like, all right. And the Christian fish was like, are y'all sure? And I watched it disconnect like a chain. Maybe that's where man had the inspiration to build the chain, you know. So the fish, you know, they look like you could overlap one and then they would be able to have some sort of a hold on our planet, right? Serious. And they gave us so many tests. It was funny, and they even showed us like, they're like, this is what happens, and it let go, and everything started to change. But then it came back and it like saved it, and I was like, wow, that's so crazy. But then I think it has like maybe 15 views, and then the fish just was like, I'm out. I'm not even kidding. I haven't seen it in so long. Anyways, I'll be back.